Hello everyone, this is the cosine rule. We can use it in two cases. Number one, where we know two side lengths and the angle between them in a triangle, or if we know all three sides of the triangle. So let's start with an example. We have a triangle. Let's say this side is 4, this side is 7, and the angle here is 32 degrees. Because we have this angle A is 32 degrees, this side is A. We will say A squared is equal to 4 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times side length B, which is 4, times side length C, which is 7, multiplied by the cosine of angle A, which is 32 degrees. Putting this together, we have 16 plus 49 minus 2 times 4 is 8 times 7 is 56, multiplied by the cos of 32 degrees, which is equal to 17.5 to 1 decimal place. But this is the square of angle A, so A is equal to the square root of 17.5, which is equal to 4.18 to 2 decimal places. Now let's consider the case where we know the side lengths, all the side lengths of the triangle. Let's say 3, 7 and 9. So substituting the values into the cosine rule, we have 3 squared is equal to 7 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 9 multiplied by the cosine of angle A. Now notice angle A must be here because we are opposite side A. Side A, angle A, side A, angle A. So this is A. Simplifying and rearranging this equation a little, 3 squared minus 7 squared minus 9 squared divided by negative 2 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 9 is equal to the cosine of angle A. Cosine. Which means that A is equal to the inverse cosine of this fraction here, 3 squared minus 7 squared minus 9 squared over negative 2 times 7 times 9, which is equal to 16.2 degrees to 1 decimal place. We'll do another couple of examples, but before we do, I'd encourage you to like, comment, share and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying it. Now, before we do these examples, you'll see this form of the cosine rule here. There's two alternative forms. B squared equals A squared, squared, plus C squared minus 2AC cos B, and there is also C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. They all describe the same thing. All of these rules are the same, but when you come to an exam, you may find that your triangles are labelled in such a way that this doesn't make sense. So you'd need to use one of these two here, but if you look at them closely, you can see that your side length squared here, you'll have this or this, and what you have on the other side of the equation is the other two side lengths, so other two side lengths squared, minus those other two side lengths that you have here, and the same here, A and C, and the angle of the side length at the beginning of the equation. So this angle here will be the same as this angle here, in the same way that this angle here is the same as this side length here. To illustrate this point, let's consider this triangle. 7, 2, the angle 17 degrees, and this is given as side length B. Well, you don't know which is A squared here. You know you're looking for side length B, so this time you're looking for the form of the cosine rule where you have the side length B is equal to something. We know that we've substituted, because we've swapped this over to here, this needs to be swapped over to here, so we've got A squared plus C squared minus 2, and we've swapped this over again to here, so this becomes A C cos, and we don't have this angle A, we have angle B. Here angle B is opposite side B, so we have cos B. So we can now substitute these values in. A is 2, C is 7, minus 2 times 2 times 7, multiplied by the cosine of 17 degrees. This is all equal to 4 plus 49 minus 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 7 is 28, so that's 28 cosine 17 degrees, which is equal to 26.2, but B is equal to the square root of 26.2 something, which is equal to 5.12 to 2 decimal places. So let's say we have this triangle, we know 3 sides, let's say this is 7, this is 6, and this is 5, and we want to know this angle B. Now, angle B is not here, so we need to use the form where angle B features in here. So we start with side length B, which is 7 squared, which is equal to side length A, we'll call it 5 squared, plus side length C, which is 6 squared, minus 2 times A times C, multiplied by the cosine of angle B. Rearranging this and simplifying a little, minus 5 squared minus 6 squared is equal to, divide that, negative 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 6 is equal to the cosine of angle B, which means B is equal to the inverse cosine of this fraction, which is 49 minus 25 minus 36 all over negative 2 times 5 is 10 times 6 is negative 60, which is equal to 78.5 degrees to 1 decimal place. And there you have it. So to summarize, there are 3 different forms of the cosine rule. They're all just a rearrangement of this one here, but just for reminder's sake, we can say b squared is equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos b, and c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. Now if you notice here, whichever angle you have on the right hand side of the equation, you will have on the left hand side the side length opposite that angle. So if you have c here, you have c here. If you have b here, you have b here. And if you have a here, you have a here. In the same way, whichever side length you have on the left hand side, on the right hand side of the equations you have the other side lengths. So if you have c here, you have a and b here, and a and b here. If you have b here, you have the other two sides on the other side of the equation. You have a and c and a and c. Okay, that's enough for today. If you enjoyed, subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever you like.